Hi Healthy Buddies, welcome back to my channel where we will discuss about various health matters. Today we will discuss about healthy weight management. If you have ever tried to manage your weight and felt frustrated or confused by all the messages out there, you are not alone. In this video, I will guide you through a balanced and evidence-based approach to healthy weight management. No fad diets, no guilt, just real science and practical habits that can help you feel and live better. I decided to make this video because one of my threads went viral a few days ago for wrong reason. Many people didn't read through before commenting. For those who prefer to listen or watch, this video is for you. If you have read that viral thread or not interested about it, you can skip the next part and jump to my explanation about healthy weight management. I will put the timestamp here after the final edit. In this thread, I was responding to a personal trainer who questioned why all nutrition specialists do not allow his overweight clients to do weight exercises. Basically, I explained that it all depends on each patient's conditions, needs, and objectives. There is no blanket solution that fits everyone because there are simply too many variables to be considered in drafting treatment plan for each unique patient. So, not all nutrition specialists offering the exact same treatment plan for everyone. In that thread, I explained further that I personally will consider patients' preferences and morale too, taking a holistic approach in helping my patients to reach their goals, to encourage patients' compliance to stick to the treatment plan. Because I believe that even the best plan in the world will not be useful if it is not implemented. Okay, that is my rant about the viral thread. Now let's talk about the healthy weight management. Why does weight matter? According to American Heart Association and World Health Organization, people who are overweight or obese are more likely to develop heart disease and stroke, even if they have no other risk factors. Obesity is unhealthy because excess weight makes your heart work extra hard for a prolonged period. Have you ever tried to lift 20 to 30 kg of weight? Now, imagine to carry that weight all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Hard, isn't it? This extra burden also wears down your joints faster, especially the knee joints. The size of the body matters too. Obesity is not only heavy, it is big, huge. The heart is the pump that pushes the blood throughout our body. The larger the body, the harder it is for your heart to circulate the blood all over the body. Obesity can raise blood pressure and cholesterol and can lead to type 2 diabetes, as well as sleep apnea, stroke, and the risk of certain cancers. A National Institute of Health study demonstrated that there is a significant increase in early mortality from heart disease, stroke, diabetes, liver disease, kidney disease, and certain cancers in people with severe obesity. Individuals suffering from obesity on average have a life expectancy of 5 years shorter than people with normal weight. Another study concludes that life expectancy decreases from 1 year in low-level obese individuals to 10 years in those with severe obesity, with a 3 times greater risk in men. But there is the good news. Even a modest weight loss of 5 to 10% can lead to real improvements in your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. By losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight, you will have improved energy level, able to move more freely, and enjoy a higher quality of life too. That doesn't mean you have to be skinny as a stick. Being underweight can also create problems for your heart. One study indicated that people who are underweight had about the same risk of cardiovascular disease and death as persons with obesity. The health risk seems to stem from a weakened heart muscle due to a malnutrition. Many things can cause malnutrition in adults. Oftentimes, it is more than just not having enough food around. It can be caused by eating disorders, extreme diet, unbalanced nutrition intake, aka picky eaters, then cancers, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, trauma, burns, stomach and digestion complications, dementia, depression, and etc. We hear more often about overweight and obesity simply because they are more prevalent. It doesn't mean that the health effects of being underweight and malnutrition are not significant. Being malnourished is as bad as being obese. Now let's begin with the basic: energy balance. To gain, maintain, or lose weight, you need to balance the calories you take in from food and drink with the calories you use for activities and essential functions. If you consume more calories than you need, you will gain weight. If you consume the same amount of calories than you need, you will maintain the same weight. If you consume less than you need or caloric deficit, you will lose weight. But it is not just about math. Two people with the same weight, eating exactly the same food, doing exactly the same activities and exercises may have very different results. Hormones like leptin and ghrelin play a big role in hunger and fullness. Other hormones like insulin, cortisol, estrogen, glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1, and many others play various roles in regulating appetite and fat storage. Those hormone secretions are affected by your sleep patterns, stress levels, gut health, etc. That is why healthy weight management is about more than just weightlifting exercises to solve all your problems. It's about taking good holistic care of your whole body. That is what we are going to learn in this video. In order to maintain a healthy weight, first you need to know how heavy is the healthy weight. It is quite tricky because it can be different from one person to another. The easiest method to determine is to measure body mass index or BMI. For children up to 19 years old, you can do this by measuring your height, then plot them in a suitable graph by World Health Organization. The healthy BMI range is in the green area at the middle of the curve. The areas above it are the overweight and obese. The areas below it are the underweight and severe underweight. If you want to know your ideal weight, draw a straight line from your height to the middle green line. Then draw another straight line to the corresponding weight at the other axis. There are different graphs for different sex, age, rich, and even for babies, there are different graphs for breast fat and formula fat too. Just make sure you use the correct graphs. For adults older than 19 years, you can use BMI table to find your healthy weight. Table for Asians has lower BMI level because Asians have higher risk for cardiovascular diseases than the global population at the same BMI. So make sure you use the correct table. BMI is the number you get by dividing your weight in kilogram by your height in meters squared. For example, if your weight is 70 kg and your height is 1.8 meter, your BMI is 70 divided by 1.8, then divided by 1.8 again. You will get 21.6. This is within the healthy range in the table. If you want to know your target weight, first, you choose the BMI you would like to get, then multiply it with your height in meters squared. For example, if you want to get BMI 20 and your height is 1.6 meter, your target weight is 20 times 1.6 squared. You will get 51.2 kilogram. As we all can see, BMI for adult does not differentiate age and gender like the children graphs, nor other variables like muscle mass, fat distribution, and etc. At similar BMI, women usually have more body fat compared to men, and more body fat is associated with higher risks. A muscular individual may be overweight by this standard without having much body fat. Furthermore, regional fat distribution may influence the risk associated with obesity. Therefore, you should not rely on BMI as the only indicator of healthy weight. An easy method that you can use to complement BMI is waist to hip ratio to detect central obesity. To do this, you need to measure your waist circumference and divide it with your hip circumference. Central obesity is defined as waist to hip ratio greater than 0.9 in women and 1.0 in men. This type of regional fat distribution is independently associated with a higher risk for diabetes mellitus and cardiovascular disease. But as easy as it sounds, some people find it confusing too. For example, where to measure the waist? Some use the smallest circumference in the abdomen. Some use the largest. Some use the umbilical level. Some use the middle between last rib and hip bone, and so on, making it less standardized than BMI. Again, this is not perfect. but still very useful, and you can do it yourself at home. You can also do bioelectrical impedance analysis, or BIA, to estimate body fat percentage, muscle mass, body water, and bone mass, in addition to your weight, using a body composition scale. It works by sending a weak electrical current through your body. Since water is a good electric conductor, fat tissue will resist the current more than muscles due to its lower water content. The BIA scale then measures this resistance to estimate the body composition while considering your age, height, sex, and fitness level. The scales come in wide variations. Some are simple and small, some are complicated and huge, some are just few $100s, some can be few $1,000s. But all these machines work with the same principle, bioelectrical impedance analysis. This is an example of BIA report. Here you can see the weight, fat mass, muscle mass, visceral fat, and many others. While it is convenient and may be affordable enough for personal use, it is not as accurate as the more sophisticated methods like dual energy X-ray absorptiometry or DXA, hydrostatic weighing, CT scan, and MRI. Unlike BIA, the other methods are not affected by your hydration status. But these methods require special equipment and skilled professionals, so they are usually only available at some hospitals, labs, or specialist clinics. So, how do you eat in a way that supports a healthy weight? Basically, you need healthy, balanced diet in sufficient amount. Let's break it down. Healthy food means it is good for your body, not toxic, not carcinogenic, not contaminated by pathogens, dirt, or other things that are not supposed to be in the food. There are many healthy food available around us that meet this simple description, which is good because we need wide variety of food. The WHO and AHA recommend eating more fruits and vegetables to meet your nutrition requirements. The dietary fiber in these fruit and vegetables will help you to stay full and support digestion too. Number 2, choosing whole grains over refined ones, white meat over red meat. Number 3, using healthy fats if you have to use oil, and cutting back on trans and saturated fats. Number 4, limiting added sugar as much as you can because most of our food already have sugar in them. Then reducing salt intake to under 5 grams per day from all sources, including from processed food. That is less than 1 teaspoon for the whole day. Balance means the food must contain all nutrients you need in the right amount. You need some nutrient more than others, but that doesn't mean you only need those nutrients and can ignore the rest. To ensure getting balanced nutrients, you need to consume wide variety of food. Having wider variety of food options make it easier for you to meet all your dietary requirements. There are several different methods to guide you in getting balanced diet. The easiest is the plating method. All you have to do is filling 25% of your plate with protein, 25% with carbohydrate, and the rest with vegetable and fruits. Any healthy proteins, carbohydrates, fruits, and vegetable will do. There is no single superfood. What truly important is getting a variety of healthy food in right balance every day. Insufficient amount means not too much, but not too little either. But how much? Most body composition scale will show you your BMR or basal metabolic rate. This is the absolute bare minimal calories you need to stay alive. Your body needs this number of calories in 24 hours if you do nothing but breathing. You should not consume less calories than your BMR even when you want to lose weight, because your body will activate the starvation mode and slow down its metabolic processes to conserve energy, which will make it difficult for you to lose weight in the long run. In addition to that, calories intake below BMR will trigger your body to break down your muscle tissue for energy. As we all know, muscle burns more calories, so losing muscle mass will make it even more difficult for you to lose weight. If you do not have access to a body composition scale, you can calculate your BMR using Harris-Benedict formula. Yeah. There are many online BMR calculators using this formula that make it easier for you to get your BMR. Next, you need to know your Total Daily Energy Expenditure or TDEE. TDEE is the total number of calories you burn in a day, including your BMR, the energy to digest food or TEF, thermic effect of food, the energy to do daily activities or NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and the calories burned for exercise or TEA, thermic effect of activity. TEF depends on the type and amount of food you consume. Generally speaking, protein digestion requires more calories than carbohydrates or fat. If you are trying to lose weight, try to get your calories more from protein and less from carbohydrates. If you are trying to gain weight, try to get your calories more from carbohydrates and less from protein. Fat and oil consumption needs to be limited regardless of your weight objective. NEAT depends on your daily physical activities. Construction workers will have significantly greater NEAT compared to admin executives who sit for most of their working hours. TEA depends on the intensity and length of the exercises. The longer the duration and the higher the intensity, the more calories will be burned. Some body composition scales have built-in calculator for this, just like BMR. I'm going to share with you how to calculate it. There are several methods to calculate TDEE, and I am going to share with you the easiest one. This will sacrifice a bit of the accuracy, but will still be good enough. To estimate your TDEE, simply multiply these activity factors by your BMR. Sedentary or little to no exercise is times 1.2. Lightly active means light exercises 1 to 3 days per week is 1.375. Moderately active, like moderate exercise 3 to 5 days a week is 1.55. Very active or heavy exercise 6 to 7 days a week is 1.725. Extremely active, very heavy exercise, hard labor job, or training twice a day is 1.9. Once you know your TDEE, you can now adjust your calories consumption to reach your goal. If you want to gain weight, you need to consume 10% more calories than your TDEE. Don't consume too much, so your body will not get too much calories at once and save it as fat. If you want to maintain your current weight, you need to consume calories about the same amount of your TDEE. If you want to lose weight, you need to consume about 20% less calories than your TDEE, but still more than your BMR. Do not cut too much calories, so your weight loss will be gradual and not activating your body's starvation mode that will trigger muscle loss. This is applicable for moderate weight loss or gain. If you are severely underweight or overweight or obese, please get yourself an appointment with a nutrition specialist. Some conditions need more intensive interventions that you cannot do it yourself. The proper way to calculate your calories consumption is by adding all the calories of food and beverages you are consuming in 24 hours. For packaged food and beverages, you can find the information on the package like this. Please pay close attention to the serving size. For food and beverages without nutrition table, you can find individual calories online. There are many available resources for this, but please pay attention to the processing method and the amount. For example, 100 grams of raw chicken egg has 143 calories. If the egg is boiled, it has 155 calories. If it is fried, the calories content jump to almost 200 calories. This method is tedious but accurate if you do it properly. An easier alternative is by paying a close attention to your current weight and diet while keeping everything else remain the same, including your clothes and underwear when weighing yourself. If you are gaining weight with your current diet, it means you are consuming more than your TDEE. If your weight is stable, there is a big chance you are consuming about the same amount of your TDEE. If you are losing weight, it means you are consuming less calories than your TDEE. This method is less accurate, but very easy and still useful. Now let's talk about exercises. Just as there is no superfood, There is no single super exercise either. All exercises are good as long as they are not dangerous and done properly. Each exercise has their own health benefits, even the non-physical exercises like chess. But since we are talking about healthy weight management, we are going to focus more on exercises affecting your weight. Please note that I am not saying that other types of exercises are bad or not important. I just have to define the limit of discussion, otherwise this video will be extremely very super long. Both an EAT or non-exercise activity thermogenesis and TEA, the thermic effect of activity, help to burn calories. So keep yourself active. For an EAT from your daily activities, you need to move more intentionally. Don't drive if you can walk, jog, or cycle. Don't use the lift if you can climb the stairs. Do light exercises if you have to work for long hours with minimal physical activities. For example, if your job requires you to sit for hours, you can take 30 seconds break every 30 minutes to do 30 squats. For TEA from exercises, the American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. That is just 30 minutes, 5 days a week. You can walk, cycle, jog, dance, swim, rope skipping, whatever you enjoy. So you can do it consistently. It will be good if you can have some indoor exercises options for rainy days too. You can calculate the moderate exercise target heart rate using this formula, 50% to 70% times 220 minus your age, and use a heart rate monitor or manually check your pulse at your wrist or neck to ensure that you are within your target range during the exercise. This kind of exercise with lots of movements does not just burn calories. It improves your heart health, reduces insulin resistance, boosts mood, and even helps maintain weight loss long term. You can also add strength training twice a week to build muscle. While weightlifting at the gym is good, it is not a must. So do not let it be an obstacle for you to exercise. It is completely okay for you to do it at home using your own body weight as resistance to build strength and muscles. Again, consistency is the key. You can do squats, plank, lunges, push-ups, pull-ups, etc. depending on which muscle groups you are building. It is advisable to do all muscle groups one a day. To add more weight to your strength training, you can use water jugs, resistance bands, door frame pull-up bars, etc. While it is not burning as much calories as cardio exercises, building muscle boosts your metabolism, protects your joints as you age, and as muscle burns lots of calories, it helps to maintain weight loss in the long term too. As part of healthy lifestyle and to maintain your weight, it is advisable to continue exercising even after you reach your target. Weight management is also about mindset and habits. After you have the basic understanding, numbers, and targets, put them down in a written plan. Make it smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. For example, I'll walk for 20 minutes after lunch on weekdays. Is more effective than I'll try to move more. Put your written plan on a highly visible spot so you can see it every day, multiple times a day. Write down the execution of your plan too. Track your habits so it is more visible. Make a food journal where you write down everything you eat and drink every day, including the calories content if possible. You can use applications like Strava, Google Fit, etc. to track your physical activity, exercise, and overall fitness. I personally prefer to write them down with pen and paper, but this is only my personal preferences. You do you. Studies in BMG and JMA shows that people who record their food or track their steps are more likely to succeed. Do not be afraid to seek support. You don't have to do this alone. Personal trainer, group programs, health coaches, and even online communities can provide accountability and motivation. Post your achievements for everyone to see. Celebrate your every milestones. Please share your achievements in a comment below so I can cheer on you. Maybe your story can inspire others to reach and maintain healthy weight too. Who knows? But what if you could not reach and maintain your healthy weight despite eating healthy, balanced diet and exercising accordingly? Now, here is something which are just as important but often overlooked. Number 1, sleep. Acute sleep deprivation reduces blood concentration of leptin, the hormone that tells your brain that you are full, and increases blood concentration of ghrelin, the hormone that tells your brain that you are hungry. When you get enough sleep, leptin levels should increase steadily during the night so that you don't feel hungry when you should be sleeping. But when you don't get enough sleep, your leptin levels will remain low and your brain will think that your body needs energy to fuel the night. The brain then sends hunger signals that make you looking for food in the wee hours, even though you don't actually need the energy. Ghrelin levels, on the other hand, naturally decrease when you sleep because your body doesn't need to burn as many calories when you are not active. But when you don't get enough sleep, your ghrelin levels don't decrease and you will feel hungry even when your body doesn't need extra calories. Combine these two and you will tend to eat more than those who had enough sleep, and you will gain weight steadily. Sleep deprivation causes insulin resistance too, making it more difficult for you to lose weight by causing body to store excess calories as fat and increase hunger. One study on women revealed that restricting sleep to 6.2 hours or less per night over 6 weeks led to a 14.8% increase in insulin resistance in both pre- and post-menopausal women, with post-menopausal women experience more severe effects at 20.1% increased insulin resistance. Another smaller study found that even one night of 4 hours sleep induces insulin resistance in multiple metabolic pathways in healthy people. There are many other hormones affected by sleep deprivation, but we are not going to discuss deeper on it this time. In addition to the hormonal effects, when you are sleep deprived, you will feel tired and less inclined to exercise, more inclined to sit and do nothing. Healthy food become less attractive. Sweet and greasy calorie-rich food becoming more enticing. This is because your prefrontal cortex activity is dampened when you are sleep deprived, while your amygdala activity is increased. Such endocrine changes may cause weight gain if persisting over extended periods of sleep loss. Because weight gained by sleep deprivation is generally unhealthy weight, you should not intentionally depriving yourself of good quality sleep when you are trying to gain weight. Unhealthy weight will put you in higher health risks similar to people with obesity, even though you are not overweight. This is known as hidden obesity. Remember, healthy weight gain is more than just the numbers you see on the scale. What kind of weight you are gaining is as important, if not more important, than how much weight you are gaining. Adults older than 18 years should aim for 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep each night. Practice good sleep hygiene every day to achieve this. Number 2, emotional stress. It wreaks havoc on your hormone levels. Our hormone levels are finely tuned to keep our body system running smoothly. But emotional stress throws this balance off. Even though many times stress is unavoidable in life, you need to manage it well to minimize its harmful effects on your health. Chronic emotional stress raises cortisol, a hormone that makes your body hold on to fat, especially belly fat. If you are eating well, your body will store more fat under stress compared to people with the same diet who are not under stress. Whether you are trying to lose weight or gain weight, emotional stress is simply not in your favor. There are many different ways to cope if you are not able to prevent or avoid emotional stress in your life journeys. You can meditate, yoga, walk in nature, exercise, draw, sing, socialize with friends, etc. Up to you. There is no perfect coping mechanism. What works for others may not be effective for you, vice versa. So you are free to choose whichever suits you. Just make sure it is healthy, not harmful, not dangerous. Even though drinking alcohol or smoking can relieve emotional stress, I strongly recommend you to avoid such things because their costs on your health far outweigh their benefits. If you find it difficult to cope on your own, please get a professional help. You do not have to do it alone. Number 3, hydration. Sometimes thirst feels like hunger. So it is important to record your calories intake and stick to your target. If you are trying to lose weight and you feel hungry, but your diet is already on track, drink water instead. It will save you from extra calories. Don't drink sugary drinks as they contain calories too, even though they are not sweet. I overheard someone added dark chocolate powder to her sweet drink in order to make it less sweet, as her doctor told her not to drink sweet drinks. This hack surely will make the drink less sweet, but won't help anyone to lose weight. But that doesn't mean you can freely drink sugary beverages if you are trying to gain weight. You still need to minimize added sugar too, as it will make your blood glucose spike unnecessarily, causing insulin resistance in the long run. Stick to plain water instead and drink when you are thirsty. Not too much, as it will make you full and reduce your calories intake. Not too little, as it will make you dehydrated. For anyone with obesity or those who are overweight with risk factors, it is recommended to get professional behavioral counseling in addition to all these efforts. Some people may still find it difficult to gain or lose weight despite everything they have tried. This may be due to menopause and perimenopause, thyroid problems, tuberculosis infection, depression, certain medications, cancers, and many other conditions. In these cases, unhealthy weight is secondary to those medical conditions, and focusing only on weight treatment will not lead to the desired result if the root causes are not properly addressed. If you fall in this category, or if you are not sure about it, get yourself properly checked by your doctor, as medical treatment may be necessary. This is a whole life holistic approach, not just weight approach. Remember, this is not about chasing a perfect body. It's about building a healthier, stronger, more energized version of yourself. Let's talk about some common mistakes. First, fat diets may lead to quick weight loss, but they are often unsustainable and can mess with your metabolism. Number 2, obsessing over the scale can be discouraging. Remember, health is not just a number. Look at energy levels, fitness, lab results, and how your clothes fit. Number 3, all or nothing thinking leads to guilt and giving up. One slice of cake doesn't ruin your progress, but consistency over time is what matters. Number 4, ignoring maintenance. Losing or gaining weight is one thing, but keeping it off takes ongoing support habits and compassion for yourself. That is my sharing today about healthy weight management. I hope you find this useful. If you have any health-related questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future video, feel free to write them in the comment section below. I read everyone. However, just a friendly reminder, I can't provide personal medical consultation here. It's always best to discuss your individual condition directly with your doctor. This is my disclaimer. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. Thank you for watching and supporting this channel. See you in the next video. Stay healthy and happy.